Welcome back to the DDP podcast. What if there is no afterlife? What? Hold on, I'm going to talk about that in a second, but thank you for joining in on DDP podcast. Appreciate you hopping in. I love making these episodes. I love these talks. Missed an episode on Tuesday, but we're making up for it. We're hopping back into the groove of it. Things have been getting busy. We're getting ready to move. We're going from Florida to Texas, which is going to be a really exciting move. But just a lot's been happening, a lot of shifts. We're changing up a lot of things, and it's just been a lot at once, to be honest. But we're doing it. We're moving forward. The topic of this video, though, is what if there is no afterlife? And that's because life is this. Hold on. Getting in front of myself. I was thinking about this before I went to go record this. I was literally just thinking about it, and I was like, that's today's topic. Because my mind likes to fall into these little rabbit holes, these spirals, and just kind of see where it takes itself. And I sit there as like an understanding, and I watch it happen. You know, I've gotten a lot better at being able to pull myself back and understand like perspectives and just watching how it shifts. But I found a very interesting perspective of what afterlife or what's after this. And of course, you know, I'm not one of those people that says I'm right, but this makes sense to me, so I'm going to share it with you. But life is the happening. This is the perspective I'm coming from. Life is the happening. This is where experiences are had in life, in existence. This is the experience, the density. All things are existing here in this density, in the happening. We don't fall in and out of it. We are it. The happening itself is witnessing itself. That's how I view it. And coming from that perspective, the awareness perspective, stepping back and just watching of life happening. This is the happening. The opposite of an experience is no experience. This is where experiences are had. Infinite experiences are had here, and infinite experiences are experienced by experiencers, the awareness, out here experiencing all the things. I'm not saying just Earth. I'm sure Earth is one of the places that are happening. You know, there's a lot of happenings here. Not a lot of happenings on Mars. There are some things there, but not a lot of happenings. Life is here. Life is on this planet. Life exists, and there's things happening. There's evolution. There's growth. There's transformation. There's ideas, religions. You know, there's clothes, TV. We have portals in our pockets. We got batteries, things that literally carry energy in a cube. Like, how cool, we got energy in a cube, and we can plug it into a thing and make that thing come to life, basically. It's such an interesting experience. But we're just here in the happening around things that we find normal now. But if you look at it, like, life grew here. Like, life was able to happen here. A happening started, you know, more happenings, and the happenings started coming in and out, kind of like something multiplying very quickly, like I don't want to say a virus or a parasite. I heard a lot of people describe it like that, but I see it as an organism dividing and learning and growing and evolving to fit into the environment better. And life is what peaked it. It was able to exist here, and it's in all its unique forms. And honestly, I think awareness has experienced this life too. So as the awareness, the viewer, the perceiver, that self and the self of density and the happening, the remembered experience, that awareness and that density are also coming closer and learning how to understand each other. So in life, it's like we're experiencing the happening of the now. There is no after. The after is like the ocean. You know, we're a drop of water, or we're a wave, however you want to view it. I see waves as emotions, but we're like a drop of water in the ocean. You know, we are our own little drop until we're in the ocean, and it becomes one with it. And maybe a drop will come up here that has a little piece of that essence or whatever. But we drip into the ocean, and the happening is what we're experiencing, the here and now. The here and now is the happening. The experience for this part of the awareness, this us, this thing, this vehicle of desire moving towards its path, its light. And the afterlives we're described in. I really love talking about this. Thank you for listening. But the afterlife that we're that are described in a lot of different religions, belief systems. The afterlives are often used as ways to dictate the way you live in the here and now. But this is how I view it, but this feels really, it resonates. What if the here and the now is the heaven, the hell, the Midgard, the Niflheim, the different realms, the different heavens, the different hells? This is where the happening is, and the belief systems and experiences that we accept for ourselves begin to act out in our experience, because we receive into our mind, we process, we believe, we apply, and then we take action in that direction, and therefore shaping the experiences in front of us. Now, before we're aware of that happening, we're just doing it because that's just how I ended up here. I've been there, I get it. But the thing is, once you know how you ended up there, it is your job to start untethering those things. Start freeing yourself from the things that are holding you back in here. And the outside will start to reflect eventually. Time is what we're experiencing. We're allotted time here for our experience, our awareness. And what you do with your time here in the happening and the experience is up to you. But you are allotted this time. And it's a very interesting experience there, because I was also thinking about how people think we deserve each other's time. It's like time is a gift that we can offer. But I don't think anybody owes anybody their time. It's a very interesting thing, because it's our time. Do what you want with your time. I'll do what I want with my time. And of course, agreements are made. It's very interesting when you start stepping back to that time exchange. It's very, very crazy. But there's no afterlife in this perspective, because there's experience and then no experience and then experience again. So life is the happening, and the not happening, whatever, is what we're cycling in and out of. This is the Ouroboros, the ending and the beginning. It's endlessly feeding itself in the now, like an infinite click. I don't want to say like gears, because we're kind of like gears too. I guess you could say that. Yeah, they kind of click together, and when they turn, they all start to function. But when you think about an afterlife, one thing I noticed, and again, let me know in the comments what you think about these things, because this is truly a really unique experience I've had, and I've been really diving deep into this. But religions are often used by communities of people or cultures to dictate the way a person acts in their life based off a set of values that have been accepted by that group. And it's the easiest way to understand values and to understand the way of living life is to apply it to gods, deities, spirits, which are really good ways to help us identify maybe the experience of love, the experience of strength, the experience of truth. These experiences, of course, it's easier to personify them and make them in our image, which is an interesting thing, isn't it? We make them in our image so that we can experience them. And in that experience, you can feel what true strength feels like based off the god or deity or whatever it is that works for you. Whatever makes you feel like you're moving forward is accepted by your set of values that have been handed to you. And that's most religions, that's most belief systems. They're all geared towards a specific way of life, a specific way of living, the right way of living, how living should be. And it's interesting because people find that they resonate with different religions, practices, backgrounds, belief systems. And if it resonates for you, then that's your path. That's what you're creating for yourself, and that's wonderful. And it's really interesting that everybody's arguing over who's right. Because the thing is, you're not going to experience anything that isn't for you to experience. And that can be hard for some people to say. I'm not thinking about the extreme things, those things. I also wish extreme things didn't happen too. It's a crazy world we live in. But it's one of those things where when you take the chance and you go out and you do your true best, what's meant to happen for you is going to happen for you. And you can lean back and trust that in this life it is as you perceive it, because there's no afterlife. The life here, you can make it heaven on earth, you can make it hell on earth, you can make it anything you want, mischievous, you can make people liars, you can be manipulative. It's a crazy world where everybody's just acting a part. And we're all forgetting that, a lot of people are forgetting that you gotta step further back, the part you're acting is also a part of the show. Being yourself is the way that it becomes natural to just do. Because a lot of people are just trying to do to fit in, to do to be a part of something, to do to be accepted. You know, I've been there. I totally understand that. I'm sure there's still aspects of myself that I catch here and there. You know, I'm not perfect. But it's one of those things where when you start being for yourself, just being yourself, hey, I'm a little goofy, so what? Blah, 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 I don't know, whatever. You know, sometimes you'd hold those things back just because you're like worried what people will think. And it's like, I understand. That happens. That comes up in my experience sometimes too. And it's in those moments where you truly think, well, who am I? And why do I feel uncomfortable around this person being myself? And now you're creating this reality around you where you're allowing yourself to be yourself, to express yourself, and to find the values that feel aligned with you, and to start walking a path that brings you to a life that feels authentic. It feels authentic. By authentic, I don't mean the one that you've defended for so long that you're like, I have to believe this because my parents' parents and my grandparents and this, whatever. Cool. Whatever you value, that's your path. Go for it. But you don't have to go with what you're handed. You don't have to go with what you're handed. You can develop your own. And I think that's what all the experiences and the religions and the belief systems are, is they're ways of living. Like, for example, I like Buddhism. Buddhism talks about taking like a passive path. You know, the root of desire is pain. So if you release desire, you release pain. And it's like, okay, cool. And we can also accept the fact that if you desire something and you accept that pain comes with it, you could have all you desire. Just go through the pain. You know, and that's the crazy thing too, is that I think Jesus was teaching a bit more of an active role. You know, going around spreading the information, doing his best, you know, whatever. The way it's written, so crazy, but he went out there to do his thing. You know, Buddha was more of like the passive role, but these are just experiences of life. You don't have to be like either of them. You know, if you think that that's somebody you'd like to be like that person. But remember, they're person too. They're just acting out their experience. They found their alignment. They found their truth, and they're doing their best in the way that they feel aligned with. You know, you're going to find people that are just all about it. And there's those who are silent. This is the happening. This is where everything is. This is where everything is happening all at once. We're just experiencing it in the frame of time so that it can be perceived. It can be experienced. You know, when you step back and look at that and you look at life as the happening, you'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm allotted this time with this experience, this human, whatever you want to say. I'm allotted this time to make this relationship with this 3D reality and enjoy myself and find love and experience like triumph and tragedy. It's a giant show. You don't have to act in it, just be in it. Be in it. You know, I hear a lot of people like, oh, if life is a show, give them a good show. It's like, yeah, if you want to act. I don't like acting. Acting feels very, inauthentic. It's just rough. It feels ugly. Like, not acting as in on TV show or whatever, but if I was just trying to be someone else to get you to like me, you know, and I was a little skeevy and manipulative and all that fun stuff, like, no. I just like being myself. I like being a little weird. You know, I used to be super insecure about my hairline. Some people probably don't even care. You know, it took me forever to get over it. But it's just one of those things where I used to wear my hair a little forward. I used to put it in front of my forehead. I was worried about what people thought all the time. And I've been like that. I totally understand. You know, but letting that go, when you let go of the trying to act in the show and simply just be in the show. Like, hey, the show's happening. It's a happening. And I'm here to happen with it. But I'm going to happen as me. Not as who I was told to be, you know? When you step into life like that, it feels so different. It feels like one thing that's happened to me, especially recently, this has happened way more recently, but I love waking up early. All of a sudden, I wake up 10 minutes before my alarm at 6:30. My alarm was at 6:45. It was at 7, but I felt like I could wake up earlier. What a weird thing, you know? Like, hey, I didn't typically talk about this too much, but I loved to sleep in. Just being honest, I loved it. Sleep was great. Okay, I'd stay up really late, to be honest with you. But it's one of those things where you can shift your reality at any time. At any time in this life, the second you perceive something differently, your life changes. The way you start acting in this life changes. So go out there. If there's something that's holding you back, just change the way you look at it. Just change the way you look at it. Just shift it. If something feels like a wall that you're running into, just get above it real quick. You're the one holding you down. Just get above the wall. Now it looks like a step. Wait, I didn't think that. Oh. Start perceiving things this way. Multi-dimensional. And you'll start seeing solutions to all the things that have been holding you back. And all you have to do, this is the hard part, okay? This is the part a lot of people struggle with, is surrender to the change necessary to step in that direction. Okay? It's like turning on a dark street. You gotta wait for the headlights to align with the street for you to see what's ahead of you. So you just be cautious, take your time, go move into it. Shift. And the thing is, that's what this life is. It's about, and again, this is of course my perspective. I definitely want to hear what you think about it down below. And if this is inspiring you, this is why I think this very much inspires me. But in this life, if this is the happening, and all the different belief systems out there are just ways to help us kind of navigate through this ocean of life and find what feels authentic to us. A lot of them are to help us find our way back here, because a lot of us are living in our thoughts. You're living in the show and acting the part to fit in, which is okay. Okay, that's how a lot of people are. Like, that's just the way it is. A lot of people, you can tell. Most people can tell. You can feel when it feels inauthentic. It feels like they're holding something back. And when you feel like you're holding something back, if you're still playing in that realm, it's okay. That's normal. That's life. But stepping out of that, becoming you, allowing yourself to express yourself as you, not in a way that's chauvinistic. You look in the mirror and be for you. If you think something looks cool, it looks cool. Just remember, one thing that really shifts for me when I think about this is a lot of people think, well, what looks good on me? Well, what do you think looks good on you? Well, if I wear this color, I'm going to look fat. To who? To who are you going to look fat? It's like, oh, well, people told me. Well, it's like, are you dressing for them, or do you like this shirt? Like, I personally love this shirt. And I was like, then wear your shirt, man. Like, you're good. It's a very unique experience there, because the thing is, of course, within reason. I think everybody should be as respectful as possible. We do live in a world with other people with different values and different perspectives, and living your life with understanding that everybody's existing in this experience, just doing their best. Living with that understanding in the moment to moment, there's a level of I want to respect the life that I do live, and the people that live it with me in this moment, the you. Hey. But this perspective has really shifted things for me, because if this is the happening, this is the now, then what's really stopping me is everything that I think is stopping me. And all my thoughts are actually what's in the way. So letting them move through as I go through change. I picked up something new. I'm not talking about it quite yet. Still in the darkness. But I'm forging the fire. And in this, I've realized it's been bringing up a lot of things about me that I wasn't aware of previously, while cultivating this new skill, this new goal. And while doing this, it really showed me a lot about myself. It was taking me down different rabbit holes, different personal development, a lot of doubt, shame, fear, like new thoughts, new processes that I normally don't process. I normally don't go through. I don't go through these types of thoughts very often. So they've been coming up a lot. And I've had the opportunity to level up through them and grow, because I'm thinking like, okay, this can be heaven or hell. I just have to walk through the fire to get there. Whatever it is for you. I can be strong like Thor. I could be light like Baldur. That's my favorite god. My favorite god in Norse mythology. And you could talk like Jesus. You can love like Jesus did. It's all these types of things. It doesn't matter. Just find a path that's authentic. Walk your way. Learn from the world around you. It's teaching you everything. There's so much happening here. This is the happening. It is going to be here after you're gone. And it was here before we got here, so respect it as much as we can too. But definitely let me know down below if this made you think at all. If you felt a little bit of this message, it's something that shifted a lot of things for me, and I really wanted to share it with you. And thank you so much for listening to my podcast. If you haven't checked out my shop yet, it's daviddoor.com. I have a bunch of jewelry on sale right now. We're kind of like liquidating a little bit, trying to get rid of a bunch of the products. I'm going to be shifting into new things, and I honestly overstocked. So if there's anything you want in the shop, go grab it. I'm putting little mushroom keychains in all orders of 2 or more. I still have some art pieces left too. So this is the tier 1. They're wood burnt art. And you'll find a bunch of other things on there, including my book, which is running very low. So thank you for that. Over 200 copies worldwide, which is super cool. And it will be signed if you end up getting it. Well, my book dives really deep into who you are before you were told who to be, which is very similar to how you're explaining the afterlife in this video. So if you found this interesting, you might like my book. Thank you so much for tuning in, and hit that subscribe button. I'll see you in the next one. As always, stay awesome. All love.